Sound effects. Tawny owl hooting 2 or 3 times. Ticking grandfather clock throughout. Simon, slowly and quietly walking on stage with a small bag hanging over his shoulder, shining a torch around the room. The light eventually lands on an armchair before revealing Clive's body, then face. Clive is asleep, startled, stepping back and loudly. Clive awakens, open his eyes suddenly, calm and reacting as if nothing has happened.
You stupid old man.
Manners, would you mind not shining that torch into my face? It is very off-putting.
Is that all you've said?
Not this.
Well, just stay where you are and everything will be fine.
You found me then?
You carelessly left the front door open slightly and the porch light was on too.
Like a moth to a flame. I left it ajar to allow a gentle breeze through.
You must be joking. It's freezing in here.
I had not noticed.
Anyone could have come in.
Yes, but you are not anyone.
Are you alone?
You have my assurance that you are completely alone.
You weren't meant to be here.
Wasn't I?
I'm going to have to rethink how I'm going to do this.
I'm sorry if I scuppered your plans.
Are you for real? I didn't see you sitting in the dark. What were you doing here all on your own?
Resting, dreaming, but mostly waiting.
Waiting? Where do you keep your money?
I do not have any.
You must have some stashed away somewhere.
I have nothing to offer. Only a little wisdom.
I need more than that. Are you sure?
Why would I lie?
You better not be.
I've got nothing of value. No worldly possessions, one could say.
That's for me to decide. Just stay seated. As long as you don't try and be a hero, you'll come to no harm.
My heroic days are long gone.
Violence isn't my way as it happens. I wouldn't harm nobody.
Very sensible. Although, grammatically speaking, that's wrong. A double negative.
Your world is, but not mine.
It's a force of habit, I'm afraid.
He picks up a small china figurine from the table.
What's this?
A figurine. It's worthless. Well, to you.
Then what are you doing with it?
I picked it up at an antiques fair long ago after being talked into buying it. It wasn't quite what I thought it was.
Yeah, I can see it's a piece of tat. You can't win them all.
Sound effects. 12 loud grandfather clock chimes in the background, momentarily making Simon jump after the first chime.
It's the grandfather clock. You are rather jumpy.
Whoa. Oh.
Like I said, it's the grandfather clock. You are really rather jumpy.
What do you expect? It's enough to wake the dead.
I know you.
I doubt it. Can't see us moving in the same circles, mate.
Do you work by yourself? Without an accomplice?
What does it look like?
Must be a lonely job, ruining people's lives all on your own.
Sarcasm is the lowest form of wit. Isn't that what they say?
I wasn't being sarcastic. Hopkins.
Hey, how do you know? How do
I
you know?
taught you at secondary school. Remember?
It's not. Is it? You looked a bit familiar. It is. You're Podgy Palmer.
Mr. Palmer to you.
We're not in school now.
True. Why don't you take a seat? Podgy Palmer? Little rascals.
Simon sits down on a chair, placing the torch back down on the table.
I wasn't aware of the name. It's just as well. It must be close to 15 years when I last taught you.
Well, I'm glad you haven't forgotten me.
One of those pupils that left a lasting impression.
Looks like you've lost the paunch then, sir. We never did find out what you lost or your first name was. Yeah. You were my English teacher in year 4.
You were Simple Simon Hopkins.
Oi.
That's what some of the boys called you, was it not?
And you probably also did behind my back.
Of course not. If I had anything to say, it was directly to their face. I was a decent teacher. I always adhered to my professional and moral standards. Firm, but fair.
Suppose so.
They used to pick on you, due to your stammer. It must have taken a lot of guts and perseverance to overcome that.
What about it?
But you did used to have one, did you not?
Could have.
You obviously no longer do. That is a real achievement.
It only comes back now and again. I worked hard on it.
You must have. I do admire you for that.
Flattery will get you nowhere.
Ah, now there's that double negative again.
Oi.
Yes, sorry. You weren't simple at all. Lacking in confidence a little, but not...
If you say that word again, I don't need no school report now.
No. Fair enough.
Tawny owl hooting 2 to 3 times.
What's the chance of bumping into you then?
There are more things in heaven and earth, Simon, than are dreamt of in your philosophy.
Shakespeare.
That is correct.
You're always keen on quoting your main man.
I was. Your mother was a school dinner lady.
What about it?
She always used to give me seconds for desserts. She was very kind to me. I take it she is, she is...
You mean that she's still alive? Yeah. She's not clocked yet.
Ah, I'm delighted to hear.
She weren't that old then, or now.
No.
She just looks it.
Who?
Down to stress.
Does she know what you're getting up to?
It's none of your business, or hers either.
I wondered if she knew of the career path you had decided to embark on. How would she feel? And perhaps a girlfriend to also bear in mind.
What makes you think I've got one?
It's purely an educated guess.
They'd both be ashamed if they found out. I didn't want to, it just...
Gust of wind, door slams shut. He frightens quickly, standing up and grabs the torch.
What was that?
It was only the door.
Simon nervously shines the torch around the room, including onto Clive.
I'm sure I closed it.
The dark can play tricks on your mind. There's no need to be afraid. And would you stop shining that torch around again?
Where's the light switch?
I prefer the dark. You do realize, by the way, that your fingerprints will be all over the place. This is the first time you have attempted a burglary, is it not?
Yeah? How did you know?
It is evident. How fortuitous, then, that I turned out to be your inaugural victim. Do you remember what else I used to teach?
No.
It was careers advice. You may sit back down now, if you wish.
Yeah. That was it. You can tell I never paid much attention. Not that I'm proud of what I'm doing.
Then that is half the battle won. During most of those lessons, I seem to remember you were daydreaming, staring out of the window. You were a sensitive boy.
I found it hard to concentrate for too long. It was a bit of a struggle.
Yes. You were easily distracted. You needn't follow in the footsteps of your brother, although I gather he was a reformed character after his short spell inside, as you would put it. No, you are better than that.
I still see the best in everyone, sir.
You have to, Simon. And to seek out their full potential. I felt a great responsibility towards each of you because I truly loved my profession. It is a pity that you did not pay a little more attention.
It weren't you. You were one of the teachers that I really liked. One of the few that I felt understood me. You did your best to encourage me.
But I believe that I failed you, nevertheless. Some inevitably slipped through. There is only so much one can do at the time.
Should have tried harder.
Possibly. But that was then. And we now have to think of the present. Why not take advantage of our meeting here tonight? See it as an opportunity which has presented itself and to be able to turn failure into success. And for me, to put right what I could not then by advising you. What could be more satisfying than to carry on inspiring and continuing with my life's vocation?
You're not even angry with me for breaking in.
The tawny owl hoots two or three times.
The door was open. You merely walked through and appeared in the room. You deserve to give yourself a second chance.
Do I?
You owe it to yourself. I firmly believe that everyone deserves another chance. After all, people are not always able to follow the right path, and before they know it, they have run down a dead end. They are frightened of change and a new, alternative way of thinking and living, for that matter.
But how?
You must persevere. Do not be swayed, and no more doubting. Use your talents. You must understand that you are deserving enough, with too much to lose. I know that things can get you down, but I can see with a wonderful, newfound clarity from where I am.
Do you really think that I can do it?
I know you can. You need to listen carefully to your inner voice. Believe in yourself, and you will discover what you wish to do with your life. You will find the way when you march forward. Look ahead now. No looking back. Remember these words. No looking back.
An old-fashioned telephone loudly rings, 4 rings. Simon, frightened, quickly standing up as before, grabs the torch, turns in a different direction to Clive, and shines it around the room.
The phone! Who the hell's calling this late?
The actor switches off the torch while his back is to the audience.
Damn torch has gone off.
Giving the torch a few knocks to try and get it working, While facing away from Clive and not able to see him in the lack of light, the actor playing Clive alights from his chair and briskly walks off stage.
This place is not giving me the creeps. Aren't you going to answer? Oh. Stops. I liked what you said. Thanks. A new beginning. I appreciate your help.
He gives the torch a few more knocks. The actor switches the torch back on, shining the torch towards the armchair and seeing that Clive has disappeared, frightened.
Sir? Where are you? You ain't playing games with me, sir, right? No, you wouldn't do that. Sir?
The sound effects of continuous old-fashioned telephone loudly ringing, continuous gusts of wind, continuous slamming door opening and shutting, continuous tawny owl hooting.
Sir? Sir? I haven't taken anything. Nothing. I promise. I won't forget you, but I can't stay here any longer. I've got to get out of here.
He runs towards the door, opens it, then slams it shut. The telephone stops ringing. Ticking grandfather clock stops. Tawny owl hooting stops. End. Blackout.